Okay, so we are into rational functions. Yeah, let's do a couple of these. We were doing what? Multiplying and dividing. Multiplying and dividing. Yes, sir. 17. All right. Has been a week, so yes, let me refresh on camera here. What did we do? Okay, multiplying and dividing. Monomials. Don't have a copy of this. You already did a week ago, but really what's it come down to? Take care of numbers by themselves, X's by themselves, any other letters by themselves. So something like this. Okay, and I can't believe how many of you thought that was 6 on the test. What is it? Yeah, 2 cubed is 8. Okay. So you were supposed to deal with numbers just by themselves, get an answer. Okay. And what's that leave? What happens? I crossed out, looks like a 5 on top and 4 on the bottom. Yeah. Then let's go X's. Okay. How many X's here? 6, right? And what do I tell you to do with the negative exponents?
Bring it down.
Bring it down. Okay, so it looks like 3 on top, 12 on the bottom, which leaves you 9 on the bottom. Okay, and no lie, I'm stunned. First problem on the test. You know what they put instead of X to the 9th? Just a 9. When have I ever done X third over X6 over X6 and there was no more X's? No, it's how many X's do we have? Yeah. How about the Y's? Got 1 there, 4 there, 5. Okay. So that's multiplying monomials. Okay. What if this was a division problem? Like this. What do you got to do first before you do all that stuff I just did? Change this to what? Multiply, and then which one flips? Just the second. Yeah. After that, you do your business like that last round. All right. So those are monomials, multiply, divide. How about polys? Polys. It's this simple, factor and cancel. Okay. So let's go back to 17. Now that I've reviewed the whole lesson from a week ago, hopefully that's back in your brain. All right, 17. Wrinkle. Okay. Monos or polys here. You could have both, but monomial or poly? Poly. Okay. So what were the 2 steps? Factor and cancel. Yeah. What comes out of here? 2. And then what's left? X plus 6. What do we do at my house? Cross that out so we're not confused because there's going to be a lot of stuff everywhere. Okay. How about the bottom? What comes out? 3 comes out. What's left? X minus 3. Cross this out. All right. Now this one, we all know that 2 is what they have in common. Not wrong. All right, but since I've seen this movie before, take out -2. What happens when you take -2 away from -2x? Now it's positive x. And take a -2 away from +6, and you got -3. Okay, otherwise you're gonna be looking at this guy, x minus 3 on the bottom, and it's gonna be 3 minus x on top. You can't cross those out because they're backwards. Okay, can anything come out of this? A new. Okay, that was called factor. Now, what are you gonna cancel? X minus 3, right?
Yep.
Anything else? Let's see, we got 2 and -2 and 3, so we can't cancel any of them. All right, so it's time to get your final answer. What's left up top here? 2 times that times that. And you tell me, did the answers in the back, did they multiply them all back together? Probably. Nobody can tell. Okay, well, I think they did, so let's do that. That's 2x plus 12 times -2 gives you what? Yeah, so if the back of the book says -4x minus 24, then they did multiply them all back together. All right, what's left on the bottom? 3 times this gives you what? 9x plus 24. Yeah, and why can't you cross out the 24s? My terminology. 24 is doing what? Holding hands with 9x. You can't break them up. Okay. That's it? Okay. Nothing you couldn't do. Okay. Just that one little trick about taking a negative out to make it flip around. All right. 17's done. That was a poly. Any others? Yes. 35. 35. Yeah, 35. Okay, guys, it's factor and cancel again. Start with this. I don't know why, but let's, what do you get for that one? Back sign minus, plus minus. And it's got to subtract to give you a 1. 2 minus 1 would give you positive 1. Okay, and I'm telling you, be a cross out person. And otherwise you're gonna get confused as to what's left. This one, pretend 4 wasn't there, what would it be? If it was just x squared minus 1. Nice and easy, but x plus or minus 1, right? So what do you think the 4 does to it? 2 and 2. Okay. And both the tops are slide and divide. Somebody must have done this. What did you get? 2x. X plus and plus. We need 5 in the middle. It's gonna be 4 and 1. Okay, how about over here? Back sign minus 2x. Yeah. Obviously, you had to be good at factoring to do this problem. The easy part, what cancels out? One thing at a time. Anybody? Go on. Keep going.
The 2x minus.
Oh, X plus 2, and I heard a 2x minus 1. Is that it?
Yep.
Done. X plus 1. You see what I mean about all the clutter? Make sure you are crossing stuff out so you know who didn't get crossed out. Okay, please, no algebra fraud. Don't cross out the X's. They're holding hands with the ones. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. All right, anything different? Any monomials? 47. Let's see about that. 45. Yes, and a division. Okay. So what did we say about division? First step should be turning it into multiplying by the reciprocal, right? A is all right. This one you've got monomials and binomials in there. All right. Can you cross these out? Not yet. What was the little trick I showed you earlier today? How do you make B minus A into A minus B? Take out a -1. Okay. Now cross out the A minus B, but don't lose track of that little guy there. All right. How about the mono? Can we cross out any of the numbers, 3 and 4? Nope. So I'm gonna put them in my answer. -3, 4. How about the A's? You got 3 on top, 1 on the bottom. How many you got left?
2.
And where are they?
Up.
Up. Blue color. 3 of the B's on top, 1 on the bottom, leaves you with 2. And where was the bigger number? Up top. Okay. The only trick was a little honors level piece pulling out the -1. All right, guys. I think that's it for homework. And that was multiplying and divide. Let's today add and subtract. Yes. No, I'm in the middle of something right now. Thank you, but show me afterwards. Let's go. All right, add and subtract today. So once again, it's gonna be monomials and polys. And let's talk monos first. What do these have in common? Need to get better at this. They both have a 5. Yeah. What else do they both have? At least one of them. Both have at least one X and one Y. What's that called? Least common factor. Okay, that you're gonna need that skill. Okay, now let me reteach you what I teach in Algebra 1. Okay, they break this down. So what's 10? What times what? 2 times 5. We have 1 X and 3 Y's. Okay, so they literally write the whole thing out. Okay, how about over here? What's 15?
3 and 5.
3 and 5. How many X's? 2 and a Y. Okay. Then we break out their their highlighter and they circle everything that's in both of them. They both have a 5. Yes, I said circle, didn't I? And they both have one X and one Y. Okay, so when we have to factor something out, that's how they did it. Okay, you're probably advanced enough that you just looked at it and told me 5X and Y. Okay. But that's how you would do it to find the least common factor. Okay. Monos. How about polys? Okay. Let's factor them. Who's this guy?
X
X and X. I got you. Let me keep going.
plus.
Plus and minus 3. Okay. How about this one over here? This was on our most missed from the first test back in September. What's common to both? 2 times what? X plus 3. So if you do this like my algebra ones, what am I circling? What was common to both? Yeah, so that X plus 3 is the least common factor. Okay. Feel free to do it that way. I'm not going to tell anyone. Okay. But yeah, you can just look at it and know, good for you. All right. The rest of us, me, I'm going to be factoring and then just eyeballing it. What did they have in common? Okay. So you need that skill today, which you have. Let's do a couple of problems here. Okay. Monomials. Okay, why did I save adding and subtracting for today instead of starting with it? Because these are harder than multiplying and dividing. Flat out tough. Okay. What do I need before I can do this? Must have what? These common denominators. We need to make the denominators the same. Let's talk numbers. One has a 5, one has a 2. What's the least common denominator? No, we're not saying what do they have in common, but I will, when I build them up, what's going to be the first time that they're the same? Is this going to be 5, 10, 15, 20? When's the first time that 2 hits one of these numbers? 10. Okay, so 10 is the magic number. But here's how you do it. All right, this already has a 5. What's it missing to make it a 10?
2.
So you got to do this. 2 up top, 2 down below. What's this one missing over here? It's already got a 2. Missing 5. Okay, now they both have a 10 on the bottom. Let's go to the X's. This one has 3, this one has 1. So how many more does this one need? 2. But watch how I do it. You're gonna put 2 more there. Yes, 2 more here. Whatever you do, you gotta do the same to top and bottom. Okay. How about the Y's? I've got 3 over here and none over here, so I'm missing how many over here? 3. Yeah. So step 1 accomplished. What is the denominator that they both share? Multiply all that together. It is what? 10 x to the third, y to the third. Okay. All right. 2 more steps. Add the tops together. We've done this before. Okay. Multiply this. What do you get over here? 2 times 4x squared is 8x squared. Plus, what's over here? 10y squared or cubed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much it. What's this extra step you gotta watch for? Simplify if you can. We can't. So be happy with your full credit. Question on this one? Where did the X two come from? Back up top. The X squared's in blue. Yeah, we had to make sure that they both had this many on the bottom. There's only one, so I needed 2 more. Okay. All right. That's adding and subtracting monos. How about a you try? Okay. Here you go. All right. Let me walk around, work with each other. This has got quiz problem written all over it. Okay. Common denominator, then squish the tops together. Simplify if you can, but usually no. All right. Feel free to use a little color in those notes. Pens, highlighters. Do that on the test. Let's see for this one. Is that the old? Pushing all together over. We can't. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's start with the numbers. What I tell you to do with this? 3 and 5. What's this side missing? Let's go. Make sure they both have a 3 and both have a 5. Then do the same thing for the x's. Not x's, y's and t's. No. You want to make sure they look the same. Like what you do. So that takes care of the number. Why is this second? Monos. All right, we said this was 3 and 5, and this was just 5, so what's it missing? Okay, well, watch, I gotta put a 3 up top and down below. Okay, so now they both have a 3 and a 5. Why? Here we have 2 of them. Here we have 1 of them. How many we missing over here? To make them the same.
One.
So I gotta put a Y up top and a Y on the bottom. Okay, and then Z, there's 1 here, none there, so what do I gotta multiply by here? 1Z, 1Z. Yeah, you'll know you did this right if these 2 guys are identical. Okay. They are, so put that as your denominator. Multiply it together though, what is it? 15, keep going, Y squared Z. Okay, so that's your method right there. Now you're supposed to squish the tops together. Nice and easy, 3 dozen. How many donuts we got? 36Z minus 2Y. Okay. Happy landings on your full credit there. All right, whether you got it right or not, are you okay with the method of making sure the denominators look the same? Okay. Yeah, mono's done. Ollie's, and then lots of time to get to work. Practice, not work. Yes, sir.
You go to slide 30.
Slide 30. We're on slide 51.
We're on now 49.
That's the last unit. It's cube root. Right, let's move on. All right, right, this one down. Is 3 polys and a mono. Okay, we can do this. Okay, think back to the first thing we did today. Just gonna rush back to it real quick, then I'll come back here. All right. All right, remember this activity right here? Okay, now you gotta be able to factor and then see what they have in common and what they're missing. We just did this, okay? Now. Step 1. You're gonna have to factor everything to be able to tell the common denominator. So is this one done? Yeah, you can't factor that. So come over here. Give you some practice. Factor that, please, Bob. Starting end and end. Better, you guys? Okay, back sign minus, what do I do here? One of each, thank you for using my terminology, and we got three. And we gotta subtract to get -2, so is it 3 minus 1 or 1 minus 3? To give us -2, +1 minus 3, okay. All right, so that's step one. Let's play this game again. Denominators, what's this side missing that that side has? N plus 1. Okay, so what do I gotta do? Put an N plus 1 top and bottom. Because you're only allowed to multiply by 1. So you can't put an N plus 1 on the bottom and nothing up top. That's illegal. Sick bird. All right, is that side missing anything that this side has? Say again? No, it didn't become. We put an N plus 1 on top and bottom. So that these now look the same. With me? All right, so that is now your denominator. Okay, the LCD should now go there. Okay, last step. Just like last time, you're gonna squish the tops together only. Okay, so what is this equal? N times N plus 1, N squared plus N, look at me, Mom, crossing that out. And what's this over here? 2N plus 2. All right, squish the tops together. How many N squareds you got?
One, sorry, I went to the next one.
We have 1 N squared. How many N's we have? 3. And what's left here? Plus 2. Yeah. So it's done except for what was the last step last time?
Simple.
Simplify if possible. Okay, and is it? Let's go check. How about the blue? Did you factor that?
Yeah.
This is step 3. Factor the blue, what do you get? N plus 1 and N plus 2. And now you eyeball it. Is there anything I can cross out top and bottom? N plus 1. Okay, so the final answer is N plus 2 or N minus 3. Okay, how often does that?
Different version of that, just same answer.
Okay,
Sorry.
but anyway, what was I saying? The simplify if possible. I don't know, it happens 7% of the time. It doesn't happen very often, but it could. Yep. That should. All right.
Combine that 2 plus 7. Wait,
All right, it's practice time. You try. All right, so try this. Guide you again. You got to factor first. And then see what each side is missing. Okay. On the bottom, we want to stay. Otherwise, we can't add the tops.
You had to multiply that.
The last instead of N plus 1, so what is N minus everything?
That would be
Didn't get crossed out.
Why do you think it crossed out?
We got another one, Hannah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
plus,
Was the only cross things up on top?
when they're the same. So like there was an N plus one on top and an N plus one. If they are the same on top and bottom, you can cross them.
It's the same.
If they're not, you can't.
Oh, we can't do it on this one, that's why.
Oh,
Why is that? Why is this like? So hard.
this, top and bottom. One bite at a time. Let's back to the bottoms, then we'll talk. All right, what's this turn into? Plus 4 and minus 3. We could factor it over here. How about this one? Y plus for sure. Multiply to 8, add up to 6. 4 and 2. Okay. Now, here it is, most important 5 seconds, the whole lesson. What's this side missing that side has? They both have a y plus 4. That's good. But what does that side have that this doesn't? Y plus 2. So you're going to put it on top and on bottom. Over here, what's this side missing? It's a y minus 3. So see how I write it? So that's y minus 3. Okay. So now are both denominators exactly the same? Yes. So here they go into your answer. We might end up canceling something, but for right now, just there's your LCD. Okay. And now I'll let you squish the tops together. Okay. Watch out for that negative. That's not 2, it's negative 2 times y minus 3. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So help me here. What's this? 3y plus 6. Careful here. It's negative 2 times y minus 3. So what's that? Minus 2y plus 6. So what's the only thing we can push together here? We got how many Ys? One Y and how many of the 12? All right, do we have a Y minus 12 on the bottom to cancel? No, so it's over. This is, I'll allow you to leave this unfoiled. Cause that would take a while. Yes, Rob.
Would it be negative 2y minus 6?
No. It's -2 times -3. Yeah. And do star this for yourself. That negative is what people forget. Okay. Alright. And that's it. Okay. So plain and simple, you just gotta practice. Think you know what you're doing, you just gotta practice. And we go. See you at the quiz.